Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt, and welcome back to Farlands or Bust. Woof. There we go. That was a simultaneous woof. Let's get out of the hidey hole. Secure the hidey hole. Grab Wolfie and east-west. Head west in this episode 240. 40. I said that very dramatically. 240 of Farlands or Bust. We are at $23,608.79 raised for Child's Play charity this season. That's over at farlandsorbust.com. Keep doing that over there using the Wibbit and the widget. Wibbit? There's a frog. There's a frog on the homepage. No, the widget. I almost said it again. The widget on the homepage that keeps track of how far we're going, and in terms of the donation, and there's a little donate button where you can donate securely via PayPal. All the funds go directly to Child's Play charity. Indeed. Oh, hello, Wolfie. Alright, I should have probably made a boat for that situation, but I think I probably have a boat. I do have a boat. And a bunch of pointless cobble. Yoink. Well, opposite of yoink. Drop. Dropped. Yoink. Y-O-I-N-K. Koi? Trying to be clever with the opposite of yoink. But anyway, getting distracted, getting confused. Let's, you know what, I had a question, a comment in the last video that said, from BoredKid07, said, I don't know how many new viewers you have accrued lately, but you should do an episode recapping the significance of your inventory, your skin, your texture pack, etc. And yes, it has been quite a while since I've done a Farlands Bust Bring You Up to Speed episode. We just passed, which is crazy, 180,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. What? Whoa, that's just crazy. Every time I check that number and it keeps going, I think that, oh, well, there's no way I'm going to get any more subscribers than, you know, when I passed 100,000. No way. I mean, it's going to trail off and I'll just be okay, and, you know, I'll be able to survive and have fun, continue doing this stuff, but I'm not going to get more than 100,000. Now we passed 150 and now 180. That's nuts. Absolutely nuts. But anyway, a lot of those people, I'm sure, come from other video games. I know I started playing Euro Truck Simulator. People might find me via that and want to watch those videos, but or the other games that I play, or the multiplayer stuff we do with Vintage Beef, the Formula 1, whatever it is. People might be coming in via those means, and then they discover Farlands or Bust, which is the flagship show on my channel, and I suppose I should do a job of introducing the series again. This happens, like I said, maybe once every. It's been a good 10 or 20 episodes since the last time I did it. I think maybe 10 episodes. So it's a good time to bring it back. I get a lot of the same questions over and over again, which is no problem. I understand how confusing this whole premise can be. You might have to take a double take, but yes. My name is Kurt. This is Farlands or Bust. I am walking and or boating to the Minecraft Farlands without using any teleportation or cheats or any mods of any sort. This is Minecraft Beta 1.7.3. Old version of the game. That is because in Beta 1.8 they changed the terrain generation, and the Farlands were, quote-unquote, I guess you could call fixed, because the Farlands were pretty much a bug after about 12 million, give or take a million. So many blocks, the mathematics of the random terrain generation of Minecraft kind of chuck the wobbly, and they create all these vertical cliffs, and, you know, the land is like inside out and upside down and backwards, and water up top, and, you know, lava and grass and whatever. The Farlands, Notch actually somewhat... ow! Conveniently. Oh, but I take damage, but you don't. He right when I started doing my Let's Play series back in March of 2011, Notch wrote a blog on his personal blog talking about the terrain generation, and he talked about how he knew that there was this bug once you get a certain distance out in a map. And he coined it rather kind of passively. I don't think he intended for it to become an official name, but he coined it these Farlands. And he used two words. I know a lot of times people spell it Farlands without the space, Farlands. I choose two words, Farlands. That's because the original blog posts in which Notch mentioned it, he used two words, even though he didn't capitalize it. Like I said, he didn't expect it to be the coined term. So, Farlands or bust. That is where we are heading. It's just something that really interested me. I wanted to do something a little bit different, other than your standard Minecraft Let's Play, as the music of C418 piano comes in the background, a little bit sentimental. So I wanted to do that. I'm always, one of the main reasons I enjoy Minecraft is the random terrain generation. Kind of like the procedural, you never know what you're going to get. The computer design behind it is very interesting to me. But yeah, Farlands or bust. We started in episode 11. Like I said, this is episode 240. Using beta 173. We are we have walked a measurable distance to the Farlands, but we are still a ways away. One of the effects that we started early on to notice is this jitteriness. If I walk on anything other than this westerly axis, you'll notice the floor is very jittery. Very jittery indeed. And even if I could get Wolfie to sit, I can demonstrate how he, not being a part of the terrain, he's actually an entity, he doesn't jitter with the terrain. And that's not lag, and that has nothing to do with lag or my computer or anything like that. That is actually what's known as the floating point precision error. The math that goes into calculating your position on the map ends up rounding off numbers, and the further and further away you get from 0, 0, your spawn point, the more and more those rounding errors start to become apparent. So another way you can visualize it, let me get like a light block, like wool. There's the little, for those of you who play Minecraft, obviously when you're looking at a block, the block you want to destroy, you get the little black selection box. It's actually off-center. It's not specifically on the box, or the block rather, that we're looking at. And that is, once again, another specific thing that we can visually see that is an effect of getting so far away from your spawn point. And this is only going to get worse and worse. I know, Wolfie, we're doing a demonstration for the people. Give me a break. So that's just going to get worse and worse. It's going to become eventually where it's going to be a little bit difficult to get places. But people say, oh, aren't you worried that's going to cause problems for you and Wolfie, and even being able to like place a bed or place a block? Yeah, a little bit, but that is a ways away. I've been doing this for 2 years, and the selection box is only that far off. It's a significant amount, but it's, I guess you could say, probably about 5% off, because that's 5, 6, 7% is probably estimated to be about the distance I've walked. The only times, another frequently asked questions, the only time I press F3, I don't just do it willy-nilly. I only press F3 when we reach our goals. It is far too early to be making the hidey hole, Kurt. What are you doing? When we reach our Child's Play charity fundraiser goals. We've done that twice before. Technically the second season, we raised $8,200. Pressed F3, and that was 292,202, so 292,000 blocks from spawn. The second time, at the end of the third season, we raised $29,000, which $29,220 to be more specific. We based that number off of the previous F3 number. When we raised that, we did the flob-athon, and then we more than doubled that during the flob-athon, a live stream weekend of 24 hours of Farlands Bust. And then after that, we pressed F3 again, and we were at 699,492. So for Shirley now, don't call me Shirley, we are over 700,000 blocks from spawn. And each block in Minecraft is 1 meter, so we're 700 kilometers away from spawn. We've just walked in vanilla without cheating or flying or teleporting or anything. So cool stuff indeed. And we will not press F3 until we raise this season. Our goal is $100,000, so we're 23% of the way there. You can get us there quicker if you go to farlandserbust.com and donate. Woo! All right, let's go to sleep. And Farlands Bust recapness. Indeed, right, Wolfie? No. All right, so yeah. That explains the F3 thing. And also, I mean, I know I'm not going to be doing a recap every episode, but if you look in the video description, I try to give a good summary of what Farlands or Bust is, a synopsis, an abstract, if you will, and I will. Also, if you just go to farlandserbust.com, there's a lot more information there, like on the FAQs page. I answer the whole thing about F3 and about how we've already raised over $100,000 in previous seasons for Child's Play charity. And my motivation and the floating point thing and why I'm walking to the Farlands and why we're only playing in 1.7.3 beta. So all that stuff is there, but I suppose every once in a while these recap episodes are worthwhile. What else? Board Kiddo 7 specifically talked about the significance of my inventory. The significance. This right here is the diamond sword of spawn pointiness. I actually crafted this and have been carrying it all the way from my spawn point. I found a series of 5 diamonds. I think actually 7 diamonds. And I ended up making a diamond pickaxe rather, and this diamond sword, and I left 2 diamonds behind like an idiot. The diamond pickaxe was nearly about to break, so I left it in a chest buried like a time capsule underneath the first F3 292-202 monument. And this spawns this diamond sword of spawn pointiness. It still has, you can barely see it. Also bringing you up to speed, that grinding metal on metal noise in the background you might be hearing is the sound of my neighbors coming home. The garage is very close to my office here, or actually they're leaving. They're leaving this time. You might have also heard their very loud, inappropriately demuffled sports car in the back. But yeah, that's the garage. You'll hear that in all my videos. There's nothing I can do. Aside from, I suppose I could like switch my bedroom with my office, but then I would be sleeping in a very, very tiny room. But anyway, where was I at? I was talking about, the diamond sword of spawn pointiness. So yeah, I've been carrying this all the way. You can't really tell. I notice in the YouTube resolution, or it's just the colors or something, you really can't see, but there is a little bit of an orange marker. I suppose there's maybe like 20% durability left on this diamond sword. So instead of leaving it behind somewhere, I've decided to continue carrying it. It must fulfill its destiny to being used to defend myself against the evils of the Farlands Bust Minecraft world. So that's the significance of that. This is the original compass. When I left my spawn point, I had 3 gold ingots and some redstone, because I eventually wanted to make a clock. I think it was about the time they added clocks to the game. But I didn't have that additional piece of gold. So at one point, was it episode 50? It might have been episode 50, where I decided to do some rare caving and find that extra piece of gold so I can create the golden clock of destiny, I believe is what I called it. Otherwise, it serves no purpose. There's really no sentimental value to the clock. It's not necessary to use it. I never go underground, and I'm always sleeping at night. There's that. More recently, in episode 200, people might ask, why don't I walk via the Nether? It's 8 times as fast. It's also 200 times as more dangerous. It's also not very interesting. We do find a lot of cool things in the overworld here in Farlands or Bust. And also Wolfie couldn't come with us, but one of many reasons. But in episode 200, ooh, hello, I did decide to go to the Nether for the sole purpose of grabbing some glowstone dust so that when we do raise $100,000 this season, I will place the glowstone cube of episode 200-ness or something atop the point at which we press F3 again, which I have no idea when or where that's going to be, but kind of a little sentimental thing for passing 200 episodes of Farlands or Bust, and that is by far probably going to be the last time I ever go to the Nether in this world. It was an interesting experience, so check out episode 200 if you want to check out how that went. Obviously, I survived. I haven't died in Farlands or Bust. Came close during flob-athon, within, I believe, half a heart. But we survived. We lost Wolfie for a little while, so I went back and got him. That was a whole another dramatic sequence of events within Farlands or Bust. And I don't think there's anything else really significant in my inventory, no. Oh, the texture pack I'm using. This is a raw pork chop. Since I only feed those to Wolfie, it's been reskinned to being doggy treats. That red bit right there is actually retextured clay. You may also notice that the trees, that's not a good example, but the trees will sometimes take on different hues of fall colors. Yeah, little oranges and reds and stuff like that. Little basic things like that. For a while, early on, I was looking for a texture pack. People were always saying I should try out texture packs. I was never happy. I found one that had these cool trees, but then I found other ones that looked a little bit better, or then I was just like, maybe I'll go with vanilla. So a fan, a Farlander, there's a link in the video description of every episode of Farlands or Bust that links you to the official Farlands or Bust texture pack. He created a texture pack just for Farlands or Bust. He's even, I checked, updated it for 1.5 if you want to use it in your current worlds. But yeah, it includes things like the tree colors that are cool. It puts the 3D glasses on Wolfie, obviously, and he has, instead of the red collar, has a blue collar. What else does it do? Yeah, it says Farlands or Bust in the background. It has, I think that's from my spawn? No, that's that's a picture of the 292-202 monument. I put a reflecting pool there in the background of the player thing there. You know, little things like that. It makes the clay red instead of gray. It's the beds say flob on them. I think the clouds are kind of different shades of white and gray, which is kind of cool. Pretty much still pretty much vanilla, but those are those changes you'll see. It also, the diamond tools, like the sword here, is a little bit more of a brighter blue, which kind of makes it more interesting. A lot of people ask if you're playing in beta 1.7.3, how come your sword is enchanted? It's not enchanted. It's just a texture pack, a different color. So that is really the only non-vanilla, I guess, thing you could say I have here in Farlands or Bust is the texture pack. But yeah, I think that answers most of the questions. Oh yeah, my skin is actually the 10th Doctor, Doctor Who, David Tennant. Oh, that doesn't work. It's just something I chose. Actually, for the first dozen or so episodes, I was actually the 11th Doctor. I had the suspenders and the bow tie and everything. But I decided to, I don't remember, I think I liked this skin better. It was a little bit more interesting. It has the 3D glasses. I decided to switch to the 10th Doctor early on, and it has, like most of your favorite YouTubers, the skin that they, I guess, get popular in is the one that they're stuck with. You know, like Zisto's obviously a zombie pigman, so he's taken on that persona, and, you know, Doc M is the half doctor, half creeper robot scientist man or something, and you know, all that stuff. Etho is that ninja guy from that thing that I'm unfamiliar with. It's just a skin. I didn't have a custom skin built. There is, I believe it's Omnizod. I've gotten some people who have falsely claimed to be the original creator of this skin, but it's actually well, not a fan. I think he obviously made the skin before Farlands or Bust came about, but a skin artist, I guess you could say. Makes him sound like a tattoo artist. Minecraft skin and texture artist Omnizod is the confirmed and de facto originator of this, the 11th Doctor skin that I am using. And of course, it has since just become my sort of persona, I guess. The 3D glasses is a theme you'll see a lot of. You know, I'll put them on. Oops, I forgot to grab the water. Oh well, that's alright. I can always grab some more. Alright, let's make the elevated hidey hole. Woof, Wolfie agrees. Oh, another thing, I guess. I do sleep every night, and that means in the unfortunate situation where I might die, that guarantees that I will always spawn back at the previous night, and not all the way back at my spawn point some 700 kilometers plus away. So I think in the next day here, I will actually take on some actual questions from fans and donators, and that pretty much sums up our Farlands or Busts, welcoming the new Farlanders and getting you up to speed. Let's go to sleep. And awakeness. Boop. Woof. So, yeah. This episode is going to be coming out late. I try to normally aim for them to come out at about 5 p.m. Central Time. This one's going to be later. I didn't decide. The emptiness of my refrigerator decided that I needed to go grocery shopping today. And I'll normally, if I have errands or groceries or something to do, I normally try to record first. And then while it's rendering or uploading is when I go out and do my things. But I tried a different thing today, and it didn't work out too well. I tried to do the grocery thing first and then come back and record, but that's not working well for the schedule. So yeah, went out to groceries, did some shopping, needed some stuff. And it kind of brought to mind. I have some friends, a friend or two in Europe. And I noticed the differences between the way we oh, that's right, I need to fill this up with water. We Americans handle our grocery shopping versus the majority of Europe. I'm sure there's differences and perhaps influences that vary, but in the United States, I personally and people in general go grocery shopping maybe once a week, maybe once every other week. And because of that, we stock up. And our grocery stores are gigantic usually. They include everything from your basic household cleaners to your fresh produce to your frozen vegetables and eggs, and right down the other aisle you can get your beauty products and other things, versus in Europe, it seems the inclination that I get is that it's much more you buy what you're going to eat that day sort of situation. So it's more frequent shopping, but less. And I assume because of that, most of the grocery places are much smaller, a little bit more specialized maybe. And that's just kind of an interesting dynamic, I suppose. And I don't know, perhaps some of you out there have perhaps moved from Europe to the United States or vice versa, and you might have a better handle on what exactly is going on there, or the actual differences are much more apparent to you than they would be to me, but I can't quite decide which. Well, obviously no way is technically better, it's just a difference, but I can't decide. It seems like the going out and buying what you're going to eat that day is probably better because you end up buying things that are more fresh, You only end up buying what you need. You're not just going to buy a bunch of stuff anticipating you'll eventually eat it, you know, or use it or anything like that. You're like, I need this for this meal today. I'm going to go out and buy it right now. So it seems like it would be healthier. I'm not sure how... It might be a little bit more expensive because you're not really buying in bulk, like I said again, or on sale or stuff like that. So I don't know. It's just something I noticed, and in conversation talking about... What was that? I got like a weird sound effect. Maybe I'm just having a seizure. No. Where am I going? Into the water. There's just something I noticed. Something I noticed indeed. And I do try... It's just difficult. I think it's probably a lot to do with, in the United States, stuff isn't really close together. Like, the places that we live are actually a significant, sometimes, drive away from the places that we shop. Whereas a lot of times in Europe, I hear just people, you know, walking to the market or something like that. And that's why they can just happen to go every day, whereas I have to drive 10, 15 minutes to get to the supermarket, depending on which supermarket I want to go to. So, I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. And, you know, being as America is a lot more of a highway kind of automobile-centric culture, I guess you could say. Culture! So I guess that has also lent itself to it, but just my thoughts, random thoughts of the day. We do that every once in a while in Farlands or Bust, by the way. I have my random thoughts, and then I also answer questions, which I can answer from a donator. They donated to Child's Play charity. Thank you very much. Ooh, Spawner. Stuart donated to Child's Play charity and then asked, Kurt, do you have any useless talents? I make YouTube videos and video game commentary. Oh, brother. No, useless talents. Let me think here. I can wiggle my ears. I don't know that there would be any sort of useful purpose to that, but I can wiggle my ears. Useless talents, I don't know if I'd even call that a talent, other than just a biological mishap. Ooh, a spooky biological mishap. Whoop. Let's make another boat here. We're in kind of an island area. Nope. Not sure. Useless. It's got to be useless. And I'm assuming that's the kind of thing you mean. Like, oh, I'm double jointed. I'm not double jointed. I can't even touch my toes. You know, in grade and high school gym class, they ever make you do the sit and reach, I think is what it was called. They have that little plywood box with the measuring tape on top of it, and you have to put your feet flat up against it and keep your legs straight and stretch and see how far you can reach, and then for whatever reason the gym teacher would record your sit and reach score. It's like, what are you doing with this information? I never got graded based on how far I could reach. It's one of those strange things. Some strange evil corporation is going to use all of this information about how far the kids of America can sit and reach and how many pull-ups they can do and how fast they can climb the rope, if at all. And they're going to use it against us to take over the world. So, yeah, I'm not at all flexible. So that isn't me. Whoa, I keep jumping on the boats today. I think sometimes I can barely even reach the plywood box. I have very long legs, so that was something to be self-conscious about. If there weren't enough things throughout school to be self-conscious about. You can't reach far when you're sitting down, because that's obviously a marketable job skill, is it not? So yeah, I'm trying to think. All I can think is the wiggling the ears thing. I can pretty much crack every bone in my body, but I think that's more of a gross physical attribute than it is a talent. I try not to that much anymore because it tends to gross people out sometimes, and I never know who it's going to gross out. So it's just good practice just to avoid doing such things. I could actually, since this tree has greeted me with its presence, I will make it dead. Oh, I can do this. Oh, I can't do this. Hold on. What? There we go. Did you hear that? The old water droplet noise. I used to, and still occasionally, end my episodes with that. That's another one of those things that I just accidentally, well, not accidentally, just for fun decided to do to see what it would sound like in the microphone. And everybody's like, ooh, keep doing that at the end of all your episodes. Whoa. That is probably a zombie spawner, but I really don't care. It's probably down here, too. Okay, maybe I do care. Okay, it's actually not here at all. I don't care. Back to my original assessment of the situation. Useless talents. I think that's about it. So, I didn't have that much time for questions this episode, but thank you, Stuart, for that question, and also for your donation to Child's Play charity. You can include there's a comment box. You can leave a comment with your donation, and if you want to ask a question in there, I'll see if I haven't answered it before, or if it's something interesting, I will bring it up as a topic in an episode of Farlands or Bust. Otherwise, you don't have to donate to ask a question. You can do so in the comments below. Indeed, we got a lot of time to kill walking to the Farlands, so I can use all of the topics I can get. Let's see about making the hidey hole right here. And we can end out this episode. Wolfie, down here. Hello. Oh, hi. Quiet. Creepy Watson. Yeah. All right, cool. That wraps up episode 240 of Farlands or Busts. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope I've brought our new viewers up to speed in case they had any of those burning questions about what the heck is this crazy person doing in this video game for 240 episodes, and what the heck are all these people doing watching, still watching at that. I ask myself that every day. Oh, brother. All right, so let's, as we do, make 3 beds for the next episode. Keep giving to Child's Play charity, etc. at farlandsorbust.com. It always, in addition to the mind-bogglingness of the continued rise of the subscriber number on my channel page, you can help that out by clicking like on this video if you enjoyed this video. And like I said, leave a comment, let me know what you think, give me a question, give me something to talk about in the next episode, and I will certainly hope to see you there. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time.